going down 200 miles to the San Luis Valley and turning the place into a dust bowl. It was that hypocrisy that caused me to invest up till now $250,000 in exposing this guy. And I've got some information today for you that is going to blow him out of the water.
Amazing. So again, now we see it all over the news, how the UN and big corporations are grabbing up the water in the third world, the first world, developing world, cutting it off. That's now mainstream news. Here you are in the late 80s seeing this at its embryonic formation.
Yes. I saw it as an embryo, and now I'm seeing it as an ugly fetus.
Now, from the videos and audios I've seen of you, you then found out about this. We'll continue with that first conference, what they said. We've got a bunch of audio clips here. Okay. And then, yeah. but continue into other meetings that you were able to infiltrate.
Oh, I've infiltrated many meetings, but not one of this importance, because the Secretary of the Treasury, Baker, was there, the head of the IMF, the head of the World Bank, Rothschild, Edmund Rothschild, the chief banker of the world, David Rockefeller, da-da-da-da, and I knew there was something going on. It would take an idiot not to understand it.
And again, you're on record as being part of the conference. You got the documents out. Yeah. Later, major newspapers have written stories about it. On the Ventura TV show, they showed those. I mean, this was a stroke of divine intervention.
It was God. It was what you call an incident, coincidence, because I received a prophecy in the Christian church about 12 years earlier that I was going to do this. So it was a piece of cake. I walked through it without any fear and knowing that God was on my side.
Wait a minute. So someone told you specifically, or did you recognize what was happening as it was happening, or did you, like, after the fact go, oh, my God?
It was later, after the fact. This is a prophecy. We are going into the wilderness. We are going on an adventure together into the wilderness. I am going to loose you upon the ravenous beasts of the world, and then you will return to me, and I will protect you. I am your jailer for your good and mine. And that was the prophecy. And then after I went to the Wilderness Congress, I realized I had been in the wilderness, and he was loosening me upon the ravenous beasts of the world. I knew them face to face.
Amazing. Now let's go back to this meeting, though, this key meeting you got into. Then you went and witnessed their sub-meetings. So go over it again, the date, the time, the place, and who was there.
Okay. David Rockefeller, Edmund Rothschild, Secretary of the Treasury, Baker, head of the IMF, don't remember his name, head of the World Bank, the head of the United Nations in Geneva. I had dinner with him one night. He kind of found out that my questions were a little too close to the bone. Then there were the Smokies were there, all the forest rangers. Of course, Maurice Strong was there as a Secretary General convening this Congress. And Gro Harlem Brundtland, I think of her as kind of a concentration camp lady because she's in charge of reducing the population of the world. That's what her job is. She was the head of World Health Organization for about 6 years, and she is also a member of a new club with Jimmy Carter and Tutu and some other people. It's called the Elders. And the Elders have direct contact with the Club of Rome.
All right, stay there. We got a break. Let's continue along that line. And then other meetings you went to. Just amazing stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, there's videos out there of our guests introducing Maurice Strong and the rest of them. Right in the middle of all of this. This is an absolute eyewitness on the inside. Okay, George, I've been throwing a lot of questions in here, and you're dropping bombshell after bombshell. So you're at this UN conference. Of course, Maurice Strong was later the head of the official biological diversity meeting in 1992 in Rio de Janeiro, the Earth Summit. He's the guy that says publicly we must destroy the industrial society for Gaia. Now Al Gore's new film and book is about religion. We're going to get into the religious aspect of this and weird occult compounds he's got in Colorado. But continuing, you were getting into this woman, the head of the World Health Organization, and the UN stated goal of reducing world population of 80%. Go ahead.
Yes, her name is Gro Harlem Brundtland. She prepared the Brundtland Report, which was used as the basis of the Fourth World Wilderness Congress Foundation, the Brundtland Report. And her analysis is that 2 billion people have to be removed from the planet. 2 billion. Now, there's other figures that go down as low as 500 million. So we have a sinister element in our government that is twisting the law so that they can annihilate people early. They say the globe, the Earth, is not large enough for 6 billion people. Now, I take issue with that because I'm one of the guys that will be cooked. So you can see I do have a selfish motive in fighting all this stuff.
Well, plus it's a fraudulent model, and it's been proven these globalists have bigger carbon footprints and more children than even third world populations. I mean, these are a bunch of greedy people that want the Earth to themselves.
Yes, they want the Earth for themselves. You got it right on the head. And they don't like us cannon fodder that unfortunately populates the Earth. I got a recording of that. Actually, an elitist money banker from Canada actually saying that. Let's do this without. Let's do this bank without telling the cannon fodder about it that unfortunately inhabits the Earth. That's when I said I'm going to make war on these guys, and I haven't stopped for 22 years.
Well, you've done a great job exposing them. I want to continue here.
Okay.
So how did the conference end, and then what other conferences did you attend? The Congress ended by Rothschild presenting his banking program to the Congress to Gro Harlem Brundtland to present to the United Nations in October of 1987. That was the end of it. Now, since then, everyone's complaining about Maurice Strong allegedly taking a $1 million bribe from the UN and the Oil for Food program, and Fox just fouled him up by exposing him to the New World to the Copenhagen Congress. He made billions there, and I'll announce it to you right now. He got $8 million when he sold the Baca for water lot rights, which he did not own. In other words, it seems to me that there was fraud committed either at the Nature Conservancy level or Cabeza de Vaca Land Company level, but someone can easily find that $8 million that he got, and I hereby blow the whistle on it. Well, here's that Fox News report on global warming, follow the money, and it talks about Maurice Strong and everything he's been involved in. And I know these fake conservancy groups in Austin with the city took more than 15,000 acres from people and didn't pay them 1/10 of what it was worth. Then they turned around a few years later and took the restrictions off and built on it themselves.
See, that's the kind of stuff they do. They maneuver themselves through these institutions and acronymical corporations like ABC Corporation, and you can't follow their trail. Maurice Strong tried to bury his trail when he left the United States in a hurry, because I reported him to the Congress for tacking a rider onto the quadrennial water bill that would allow growth and development to use the aquifers. And that issue, which would have passed if I hadn't written to the congressman until 2 a.m. in the morning, if I hadn't written to them, they would have passed it, and AWDI, Maurice Strong's company, would have been off and rolling to...
All right, George, stay there. Good job fighting that. Long segment coming up. TheBigBadBank.com is his website. He's George Hunt. Again, TheBigBadBank.com, one word. Check it out. We'll tell you about a great documentary he produced coming up later that you can get on the site, TheBigBadBank.com. Of course, our websites are Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, and PrisonPlanet.tv, as well as Infowars.net. And what is